What's going on, my fellow A pluses? It's your boy Adam Perez back once again with a brand new episode as we're going to be diving into What If Season 3. They just went ahead and released a brand new trailer for the third and unfortunately final season of this animated series on Disney Plus, set to go ahead and drop December 22nd. It definitely is going to be hard for me to say goodbye to this show. We have been reviewing the past two seasons here on our channel, and I personally feel like each season has gotten better than the next. And so I definitely expect big things from season three. And just from first glimpse here at this trailer, I think we're certainly going to get that in more ways than one, to certainly say the least. I am a little bit bummed that this show is going to be wrapping up, as I would assume the multiverse saga gets wrapped up in the next year or two, if you will. But based off of just the type of stories that you can tell, it doesn't feel like it's out of the realm of possibility that if they wanted to continue to tell these what if stories, there's just so much great stuff to certainly mine from, if you will, whether that be past what if stories or just coming up with brand new ones, if you will. It's just a really fun time in the sense of them being able to think outside the box and have a huge sort of sandbox that they can kind of play with and create any stories that you want. And that's one of the aspects about this series that I've really enjoyed, along with the not only great storytelling, but the great animation that we've gotten so far. So, we'll see what happens after the multiverse saga wraps up. But if anything, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they make some more in the future. But as of right now, this is definitely going to be the final end of the show. And if anything, it does make me also wonder, just because of the way that the storytelling has kind of gone. What If does a really great job of not only giving us individual stories to have fun with, but it's got its own little interlocking storyline or thread that kind of weaves in and out of some of the stories to build to like a culminating season finale, if you will. But there are ramifications of what happens in What If that might pour over or trickle into something like the live action MCU, right? We got a live action Captain Carter in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, along with even the evil Doctor Strange as well. And so, it does make me wonder if some of the ramifications that happen here in season three may even pour into something like Secret Wars. And so, maybe because of the impact that What If has had in the bigger MCU, maybe that's why it's really kind of coming to an end with season three, because they plan on wrapping up the multiverse saga. But as much as I have found myself a little bit tired of the multiverse stuff at times, I will say this is one aspect of it that I'm completely open to if they want to go ahead and continue with it. But as of right now, guys, What If season three will in fact be the last? But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this trailer, man, because while we've got some incredible things in here, I think the one thing that most people are certainly talking about has got to be the reveal of Storm Thor, or Thor Storm, whatever the case may be, as we get the opportunity to see Aurora herself wielding Mjolnir towards the end, calling herself the goddess of thunder. A brilliant shot. I absolutely love it. They even have the voice actress from X-Men 97 coming back to reprise the role here of Storm. What the main storyline going into this certainly is going to be, I have no idea. But Storm, a mutant in an MCU story, I'll take it each and every time. And I think the idea of her being a Thor, if you will, is just absolutely perfect. It lines perfectly up with just her ability to control weather and whatever the case may be. Her being one of the strongest mutants out there, an Omega level mutant too, along with being able to hold on to Mjolnir. Man, I can't wait to see just what her power level is gonna be like in this episode, as she definitely is not going up against a light villain whatsoever. She definitely looks like she's got her hands full, but in situations like that, nothing wrong with a Thor Storm, if you will, but pretty badass. Another thing that really jumped out at me here too, I love seeing Sam Wilson as Captain America, really focused in here. I don't know if he's going to be in more than one episode or not. Like, if anything, I'm really intrigued to see like what the overall story arc of season three is certainly going to be. But we get the opportunity to see him not only leading his team of Avengers, but what looks to be a mech Avenger itself, as we've got several Avengers who seem to have their own mech and then they seem to form their own Megazord or their own Voltron, right? Mega thrusters are go, and then just they're linking up and stuff into like this really incredible Avenger level mech. Um, so talk about thinking outside the box and blending some incredible genres together to give us a big Avenger mech. So I'm definitely looking forward to that episode as well. And I think visually, the show continues to look stunning. The effects and illustrations that they do look incredible. I love some of the chances that they're taking, especially giving us a little bit like of a Western style themed with Shang-Chi. And I think that's opposite Captain Carter as a cowboy, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know who I can't tell from the animation. Somebody correct me in the comment section box below. But that should be a pretty interesting one to certainly check out. And it looks like even Monica Rambeau is getting, as Photon perhaps, or Spectrum, whatever they're calling it, calling her. She seems to maybe have 1 or 2 episodes in here as well. She's even looks like she's sporting a brand new costume, all in white with like a mask on and stuff. Get the opportunity to see her eyes changing colors into blue and whatnot. So definitely a huge power level. But I would assume, if anything, that's who that is in regards to Photon. We even get to see the new Marvel character in here, Kahori, that they introduced us to in season 2. It looks like she's going to be playing a pivotal role, and I highly expect Captain Marvel, which I think we see, not Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, that we see briefly in here as well. She seems to be the interlocking thread from seasons 1, seasons 2, and now seasons 3. And it looks like the Watcher is certainly utilizing her to maybe go to several different multiverses and dimensions and kind of help out in certain areas of need, if you will. And so I've been a really big fan of Haley Atwell portraying Captain Carter. I know she's, I don't actually, to be fair, I don't know exactly how old Haley Atwell certainly is, but she's still doing stunts and action choreography in like the recent Mission Impossible movies, if I'm not mistaken. So, there is a part of me that kind of hopes, like, if there is any surviving thread from What If, maybe it's involving Captain Carter. I think she's become a really great standout when it comes to What If. So whether that ends up being a live action series or its own individual animated series, I would love to see Haley Atwell at some point in time return as this character. The Watcher is back. We got some really great glimpses in here. Celestial Being is in here also. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this, to be quite frank with you. White Vision is in this as well. 8 episodes. So it will be interesting to see how many are actually standalones and how many actually have an interweaving sort of story arc involved in here. So, I've been keeping my eyes away from like synopsises and big reveals. We are getting closer to this. I mean, we're talking about like a month and a half out. So maybe we'll get another trailer before What If season 3 winds up dropping. But from first impressions, man, I truly can't wait. I love the ability for them to utilize animation and just really take huge and big swings in regards to the stories that they tell. And I think when it comes to What If season 3, I definitely do think that they're going to go all out. How will it fit into the bigger picture of the MCU and Marvel Studios when we get to something like Secret Wars? We'll definitely have to see. But What If season 3 is certainly set up to be something special. But at the end of the day, these are simply my A+ opinions. I want to know yours. What stood out to you from this particular trailer? Any storylines that you definitely want to go ahead and continue to follow? I certainly want to know your thoughts in the comment section box below. But until then, do me a big favor. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.